Hi guys, Tony here with the third lesson of the blues course for beginners. Now, we've already looked at a 12-bar blues in a shuffle format. We've looked at it as a walking bass line. And now we've got to look at it doing a 12-bar blues using chords. So, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen any of this stuff, then make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be uploading all of this course onto YouTube over the next few weeks. And I'm going to cover everything from chords, scales, improvisation, theory. It's all going to come at you, alright? So, I hope you're enjoying the course so far. If you are, leave me a comment. Let me know how you're getting on. And I'd love to hear any feedback. So, anyways, we're going to get into it. Now, we're going to look first at the basic chords and how to play 12-bar blues using them. And then I'm going to show you what I was doing in the introduction there, so we can add a little bit of flavour to it. So again, we need to learn how to walk before we can run. So let's look at the four basic chords that we're going to use. And that's the three basic chords, sorry. We've got an E7, an A7 and a B7. Now we've already looked at these chords. Okay, so E7, it's pretty straightforward, just an E without the third finger. Your A7 is just the A without the middle string. Right, and then your B7, which is first finger on the D string on the first fret, middle finger on the A string, and your third finger on the G string on the second fret. Alright? So, we're going to play the one chord for 4 bars. Okay, so just like in the shuffle, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got to do that with the E7 chord. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the strum I'm using is just down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Okay, so do the E7 for 4 bars. And then, just like the shuffle, we move into the 4 chord. Now, don't worry about the numbers and things, because we're going to explain the theory as the course goes on. Okay, so we do the E7 for 4 bars. And then I'm going to move into A7, which is the 4 chord, for 2 bars. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then back to the E7 for 2 bars. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so that's 8 bars we've got so far. So the final 4 bars, we've got the 5 chord, which is a B7 for 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. A7, which is the 4 chord for 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the 1 chord again, which is the E7 for 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, we're finishing the 5 chord, which is the B7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so what that looks like: E7 for 4 bars, A7 for 2 bars, E7 for 2 bars again, then B7, A7, E7, and B7. Alright, so let's try and play that together. Alright, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. A7 for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E7. B7. A7. E7. B7. and that's us. Okay, so this is the basic 12-bar blues structure. Okay, now what we're going to do now, if you're ready for it, okay, we're going to move on to what I was doing in the introduction, and I'm adding in a few different variations here. So I'm basically adding in different chord shapes within the key of E, right? So we have the E7 shape. Okay, now what we're going to do is play a 12-bar blues, but instead of just playing the one chord, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how I'm going to play a bar. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking this E7 shape and I'm moving up the exact same shape to 4 and 5. Alright? So just practice that. Okay? Okay, so rather than strumming it right away, just get used to the changing shapes. Okay, and again, what we can do, we can play every single string when we're playing these chords, alright? E7, move up that shape to 3 and 4. Now this is where it might get a little bit tricky, right? You take your first finger, bring it back to 2, and then we've got to put our third finger on the 4th fret on the A string, right? Okay, I'm just using 2 fingers here. If it's easier, you could maybe use your pinky. I think it's easier like this. Alright, so we've got E7. Move that shape to 3 and 4. And then we're using this shape for 2 and 4. Back to E7 again. Okay, we're counting 4. We're counting 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We'll do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. 1, 2, and then 3, and then 4. Alright? I think I did that 4 times. Right, and then we're going to go into A7, and we're going to do a similar thing in the A7 chord, okay? So, this time, again, we want to make sure we're using our middle finger on the D string and our third finger on the B string, okay? For that reason, we want to keep our index finger free. Okay, so we're going to go from the A7 shape, we've got to move the middle finger to 4, and our index finger to 3 on the B string, right? So we've got to go from here to here. Okay, and again, we can use all the strings apart from the low E string, okay? So A7, 4 and 3, and then we've got to move back into the A7 shape again on 5, right? So we've got 5 in the D and 5 in the B. Okay, and then back to A7 again, right? So we've got 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4. Okay, now the second time I do it, I go backwards, right? Again, I get the A7, then I go right up to 5, and then back to 3 and 4, back to A. So I go 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and then a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4. Okay? So, and then I move into the 1 chord again for another 2 bars, which is just the same. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. So let's see if we can do that together. Alright, now I know this will take some time with muscle memory. Again, just stop it, rewind it, take as much time as you need. You might find this shape in particular a little bit challenging, but just plug away at it, I promise you'll get it. Okay, so let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, and a 4. 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 A7. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. 1, we're going to get into our last 4 chords, which is a B7. And this time, what I'm doing to kind of keep that sound, and this is optional, I go on. I use my pinky here on 3, 2, and 0. Alright, so 1. Alright. And then I get my A7. 1, 2, 3, up here, right? So what I'm doing here is I do the same thing. A7, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to take it up to 14 and play that. And what's happening here is I'm actually playing A7, but an octave higher, which sounds pretty cool. 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4. It's a nice play. It's a nice way just to play that one bar with a little bit of flair. And then and the E7 again. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. And then we finish it off just with a B7. So let's try and do that all together, alright? And I'm going to try my best not to mess up. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and A7. Backwards. B7. B7. A7. E7. B7. Alright, so again, this course is getting a little bit more challenging as we go on, but I don't want you to ever be put off if it's getting just a little bit too hard. If it's pushing you, that's good. If it's feeling uncomfortable, that's good, because that is where the growth is at. You just need to keep on practicing until you get it, alright, and you will get it. Trust me, I've been there. So again, start off with just the simple 12-bar blues, using just the normal chords, and then you can then transition into playing what we were playing right there. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you're enjoying it. Again, leave me a comment, let me know how you're enjoying the course so far, and I'll see you soon with the next lesson.